Welcome to episode 3 of the Real Friends, Real Talk podcast. What's up, Jess?
What's up, Kev?
What's going on?
I'm super excited for this one.
This is the first episode that we're doing that doesn't have like a really like heavy, like kind of tone to it.
Although I think at times it might go there.
Okay, yeah.
Just because we're talking about music and how it influenced us in our lives and how it still continues to. And, different genres represent different feelings, I think.
Music has and will always continue to be an important factor of everybody's life. And
yes,
I
agree.
Unless you're dead inside.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I mean,
if you don't like music, I can't associate.
Right.
So, if you're somebody who doesn't like music, it worries me a little bit, almost.
Right.
Like, what's the deal? Who doesn't like music? Who doesn't want to hear, somebody screaming when they're angry, or, a good ballad when they need that good cry,
or yelling out, die, motherfucker, die.
Or that, or, I don't know, when you're just in a happy mood and you just kind of want to belt out a tune or, dance like nobody's watching.
Right. Oh, I do that all the time.
So do I. I do it in my car a lot.
What's your go-to song? What's the one song that'll get you just shaking the shoulders, doing like the old like 80s, 90s dance?
Oh, man. That's hard. Right now, honestly, my go-to song right now in the car to blast and just sing and just, bang my steering wheel to. And honestly, I'm going to be honest here. Might not be for everyone. The River. Good Charlotte. I don't know. It's just something I feel.
I don't know that I know that one, actually.
Oh, well, you should.
Okay, my go-to...
Oh, M. Shadows is also in that song, which is another reason why.
Okay.
I got a thing.
So, my go-to shake my shoulders music to, or song to...
Okay.
Is Taylor Dayne, Tell It to My Heart.
Awesome sauce. I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
And okay, so I think I have a decent singing voice, but not when it comes to like singing like a female.
Obviously,
right?
Well, you're a man.
Right.
So,
but I damn sure give it my best go.
Oh, I know you do. I've heard you.
You've heard me do the Taylor Dayne?
I've heard you do Taylor Dayne.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a hidden one.
No, it's not a hidden one.
There's not really much that is hidden, though.
But there are so many other songs that really get me going also. It doesn't necessarily have to be just that one song.
So we actually have a viewer, Kristen, who assisted me last night in my test podcast.
Hi, Kristen.
She asks, what music did you guys first start off listening to from a young age to now?
Okay, well, my first ever concert was New Kids on the Block.
Ah, okay.
I saw them in Giant Stadium when I was like 7 years old.
Okay.
My mom took me. Actually, my mom and my aunt took me and my older sister and her friend to go see them, and it was awesome. And that was where I started off. I pretty much always was really like a pop kind of girl, but I had like, as I got older, I became more into other music as well. I'm super into the oldies because my parents, of course, like, and my aunts and uncles, they all listen to, like, my mom's big on like Motown and stuff like that. So I grew up listening to all that stuff. Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, 100%. I still listen to them to that day. My aunt Janine totally was into Barry Manilow and totally got me into it. Still love him to this day. But then also, like, in my teenage years, I was really into grunge.
Okay.
Like mid to late 90s, I really got into like Pearl Jam and Nirvana.
Which is now considered alternative, which is
right.
Not for nothing bullshit.
So I was into alternative pretty
Grunge.
Much. And then, I liked Britney Spears and the Backstreet Boys, Christina Aguilera. And then I got into rap. I was big on Ja Rule.
Really?
I loved him.
Oh, I never
and
liked
Jay-Z,
him.
of course.
Never liked him. I was super happy when 50 shut that down. Hi, Jess. And
oh, good one for the first New Kids on the Block. Yeah, I've actually seen them 2 other times since then.
My first concert, let's see if I can remember, was, oh man, they used to do this concert series. I don't even remember where it was, and I know I was supposed to see Frankie and Annette.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, and I don't. I remember.
For anyone who doesn't know who he's talking about the Musketeers, like the original Mouseketeers. Frankie Avalon and Annette Funicello.
Yes. And I didn't make it to that concert because I actually fell shortly, like a couple of hours before, and like put like a nasty ass hole in my knee. Like the doctor like put his pinky in there, and he was like, "Yeah, you need to take him," because there was like a doctor around, and he's like, "You should take him to the emergency room." My mom's like, "Is it that bad?" And he's like, "I can feel the bone."
Oh, that's a problem.
Yeah. So I missed that concert. The first one that I think I remember going to was Live.
I've seen Live. I've actually seen them twice.
I've seen them. I saw them in Jones Beach after the... What album was that? With Dolphins Cry. I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Oh, shit. I don't remember the album. But I grew up listening to...
Billy Joel.
I grew up on Billy Joel. You need move closer. I grew up with... What did I grow up with? I grew up with Disney songs. I was very much a Disney kid.
I mean, obviously watched Disney movies and would, listen to the songs and the music and stuff like that. And, but I don't feel like it really ever influenced me. My mom used to clean the house listening to the Supremes. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, that is just what I grew up on. And then I feel like as I got older, like in my late teens, early 20s, I was really big into rap because that's what all my friends were really into.
Same here.
But then I found rock and roll. And I feel like...
See, but it's always been rock and roll for me,
right.
man.
I feel like since then, it's kind of always been like that. Again, I'm not going to try in front and say I'm a metalhead or, whatever the case is. I do love my pop music, but Linkin Park, Linkin Park, man. Me and Kevin had the pleasure of seeing them live in Jones Beach.
Yep. That was
a few years ago.
How many years ago was that now?
That was it has to be at least 5 years ago.
Really?
Maybe even more. 6.
Yeah.
Probably about 6 years ago. We saw them in Jones Beach. They played with 30 Seconds to Mars, who was also really awesome. Jared Leto rocks. And we saw AFI that day also, which was cool.
Yeah.
But Linkin Park, Chester Bennington, may he rest in peace. The world lost such a talent that day.
Yep.
But he was amazing. He put on such a good show.
It was awesome.
That's definitely my number one concert ever.
It was actually cool because they were doing the Ice Bucket Challenge at the time.
Oh, and he did it at the end.
And he did it at the end, yeah.
He was such a good performer. He had so much energy and his voice was amazing, even live. You could tell that there was no, it wasn't altered at all. It was just him. It was raw. It was great.
If you ever have the chance, if you ever get the opportunity to go on YouTube, you can listen to some of the more popular Linkin Park songs a cappella. And it's literally just Chester singing with maybe a little bit of tuning behind it, like maybe a little reverb or something.
Right. But I think I've heard it.
And it's amazing. He sounds fucking amazing.
Kristen wants to know, what Disney movie that has music involved do you guys like and had enjoyed as a child? Okay, my favorites are The Little Mermaid, of course. Aladdin. Beauty and the Beast, and The Lion King. Those are my top.
So Little Mermaid was first.
Little Mermaid is first.
Beauty and the Beast is my all-time number one. To this day, not gonna lie.
I love it. That I would say that's my number 2.
Little Mermaid is number 2. And then I would have to say Aladdin. And then Lion King. And I mean there were so many others, but the ones that really stick out.
I mean, those are the ones that involve music. I mean, I was a total princess girl when I was little. I loved Sleeping Beauty. Aurora is my favorite princess. I even got her autograph when I went to Disney.
Did you really?
I did.
That's funny. And, you know, but my music went from Disney to Billy Joel.
Which is amazing. Love Billy.
I mean, while I was listening to the Disney show tunes, I was also listening to Billy, right? And I can't tell you the amount of times that I was sick on my mom's bed listening to headphones with these monster headphones on, listening to Billy Joel's 52nd Street album, the Innocent Man album, and then along came, in the early 90s, along came that shit album, River of Dreams, and it was all fucking downhill from there.
Okay, but we can't hate on Billy because his early stuff is so awesome.
We don't hate on Billy, but you do notice that that was like the last like main album that he released.
Right, but he's still touring, which is cool.
Yeah, and he's amazing, and I promise that I will eventually go see him with my mom.
I want to go. I'm coming to that date.
My mom went to see Billy Joel with my sister, and she said she wants to experience that with me. So I need to make that happen.
We need to go. I want to go.
Definitely.
Me, you, and Mama.
And then as I got older, I think when I got to junior high school, someone gave me an album that really changed my life and damn near got me kicked out of my house. Someone gave me the Marilyn Manson Smells Like Children album.
Oh, boy.
And now remember, this is a household that listened to oldies, 101.1 CBS FM.
Was on in the...
Right?
Yep.
My grandmother would be listening to Frank Sinatra, Sam Davis Jr., Dean Martin, who the hell's the other one?
Tony Bennett?
She liked Tony Bennett. No, who's the other guy? The guy that did Mac the Knife. Bobby Darin.
Okay.
As soon as I said it, I was like, I know who he is. Those are the guys that, like, my sister and I remember hearing from my grandmother, listening.
Of course.
My grandmother would sit around, and she loved Sammy Davis Jr. She loved him. She said he's such a good-looking Jew.
Kristen wants to know what our thoughts on Post Malone are. I can't really comment on his music because I really didn't listen to it and don't listen to it.
I don't even know who the fuck he is. So.
Oh, hold on.
You don't have to introduce me. No, but we
have a commenter that's here in the studio with us.
Go ahead.
The studio.
You should be good.
Post Malone looks like the 0.1 thing that Lysol can't kill.
Oh, well, that's how Chris feels about Post Malone. I can't comment too much about him. I don't listen to him.
Right.
I really don't listen to a lot of the music that's out now, to be honest with you. I have Sirius XM radio in my car. So I listen to things like the 90s, the 80s, Lithium, Turbo, all my 90s grunge.
The music that...
Liquid Metal, right. Octane.
Since we're going to talk about music, right? I'm going to be 150% honest. Real talk. The music that is produced today is absolute fucking garbage.
It is garbage. I think anything produced after 2005 was horrible.
Anything that requires you to have any major alteration to your voice to sound good and get on the radio
shouldn't be played.
You're not good. You're not good.
It's understandable that you love Post Malone, Kristen. I mean, you're considerably younger than we are.
Right. Like, we don't hate on people because they like the music that comes out nowadays.
Like I said, I'm not hating on anyone. I couldn't comment about him. I have not heard one of his songs. I'm just...
Wait, is he the one that's dead?
No.
No, that was Mac Miller.
Yeah, that was Mac Miller.
All right. Yeah, see? This is how much I know.
I never listened to Mac Miller's music either, but rest in peace anyway.
The most that I'll say modern wise that I'll listen to, I listened to the Machine Gun Kelly Eminem diss track, and he killed it, man. But okay, so now I get introduced to this album, Marilyn Manson Smells Like Children. which has Sweet Dreams remake on there.
The Dope Show was on that one?
Nope.
No.
That was later. That was 2 albums after, I think.
Then was Beautiful People on that one?
Nope.
No. That was on with the Dope Show.
That was Antichrist Superstar. Was the next album after Smells Like Children, I think. Chris would. This is why Chris needs to chime in, because he would be able to tell us, like,
right, because you can hear him in the background going, "Nope,
yeah,
nope,"
which is what we knew was gonna happen. I'm like, we're gonna start talking about music, and we're gonna say stuff, and it's gonna upset him, and he's not gonna like the fact that we don't know facts, and he's gonna educate us, because this is what he should do, and this is why he should be here talking with us.
But he's lame anyway.
We won't hate on him. So then I get okay. So my mom finds this album, this Marilyn Manson, who looks like freaking D. Snyder on like meth, right? Like if D. Snyder had gotten on meth, he would have been skinnier than what he was when he was in Twisted Sister, and like completely messed up makeup, and that's basically what Marilyn Manson was at the time,
right?
Or still is, rather. And now my mom finds this album, and she says, "Where'd you get this?" I said, "A friend of mine lent it to me. It's great. You're not allowed to listen to this. You're taking it back tomorrow." But I like the album. Can I record it? No. Or if you keep this album and you record this, you're not living here. I was like, all right, whatever. So I returned the album. He's like, all right, I'll give you something else to listen to. And he hands me Bush 16 Stone.
Bush.
Life-changing. Life-changing. And I have to say, I think that's the first music that I found kind of on my own, like where I was not influenced by my parents. My dad grew up listening to country.
Right.
Okay? So my dad hated majority of whatever it was that my mom listened to.
Right.
He hated the oldies. My father would have loved to have listened to Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash, and the guy who sang some stupid song called Tiny Bubbles. Right? Tiny Bubbles in the wine makes me happy.
Okay.
Makes me cry. I'm like,
so another interesting little tidbit.
He would sing this.
Kevin and I share a love for the band Bush. And we actually got the opportunity to see them at the Coney Island Amphitheater 2 years ago? About a year and a half ago.
Yep.
It was August 2017.
Yep.
We saw that.
August 10th, I think.
I will shout out to my boy Gavin Rosdale, because he was fucking amazing.
It was incredible. And he's not young.
He's in his 50s.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, the energy that he had, I mean, when they did Little Things to Kill, this man ran through the audience of the entire theater.
Yep.
The entire song, and it was an extended song, and it just went on for like 10 minutes. And
he like was out there with the fans, like, engaging the fans, which was like awesome.
He sounded 100% perfect. Excuse me. And it was amazing. It really was amazing. That's number 2. That's concert number 2 on my list.
Concert number 1 for me,
I think I know what you're gonna say.
I think was Linkin Park.
It was 100% number 1 for me. Linkin Park was the best concert I've ever been to, and I don't know that anything will top it. I mean, I can't say that for sure, because I'm sure there's many, many more concerts I'm going to go to, but
Linkin Park was definitely number 1 for me, because it was just incredible, and they were like the most mainstream band.
Thanks, Kristen. We love you too.
They were like the most mainstream band that I had seen, because I saw Disturbed twice.
Okay.
And
Chris is commenting in the back. He hates Disturbed.
He can hate Disturbed all he wants. It's fine.
I want to see System. Bad.
I would like to see System too. But the first time that I saw Disturbed, Dave Draymond had, or Draymond, I think it's Draymond.
I'm not sure.
He had a deviated septum, and he sounded horrible, and I was like, well, this sucked, right? I saw them at the Nokia Theater, which is the same place that I ended up seeing Steel Panther several years later. So I literally went from Disney Tunes to Billy Joel to Marilyn Manson, Bush, Korn, System of a Down, Godsmack.
I also listened to Korn, Limp Bizkit when
Limp
they first came
Bizkit.
out. Candlebox. I saw Candlebox live at Birch Hill, that's no longer there, in New Jersey, when I was like 15 years old.
I know 2 Candlebox songs.
Everybody knows 2 Candlebox songs.
I think that's the only 2 songs that Candlebox knows.
But I have to also mention that when I was around 16, 17, I had a huge thing for the Spice Girls. And I promised somebody that I would mention this. And I have to mention it because I just, till this day, if they toured now, I'd pay money to see them. It's the Spice Girls.
I'm not gonna lie.
I had a huge girl crush on Sporty Spice.
I'm
and
not
still
ashamed.
do.
I'm not ashamed to admit that I was also a Spice Girls fan.
I must have seen Spice World 1,000 times, and I would watch it now if I had the opportunity.
I mean, I wouldn't watch Spice World, but I definitely was a fan of their first like few albums.
Come on.
I was. I'm not gonna lie. I thought, what's her name? The redhead.
Jerry.
I thought she was hot.
Ginger
You gotta
Spice.
remember, I'm also 14, 15, maybe
I know.
16.
I know.
And you got these hot Brits like coming on TV, and then you got Victoria Beckham wearing
Honestly,
a freaking latex outfit in a shirt in a freaking music video, and I'm just like,
honestly,
excuse me, I have to wipe the drool from my chin.
Mel C. Sporty Spice was my first girl crush. Well, not really. No, that's a lie. My first girl celebrity crush.
She kind of grew on me later on when she had that solo like dance song that she did.
I Turn to You. Awesome song.
Oh yes. I couldn't remember the name of that. I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, what the hell is the name of that song?
I Turn to You. Awesome song. Great dance song and great song to sing to.
I agree.
We have to have a karaoke podcast.
No.
No karaoke.
No.
No karaoke podcast.
No, we run into a whole bunch of copyright issues with that.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So that's why we're not able to like play like I had this idea like doing a little segment where we play like 5 seconds of the beginning of a song. We have to kind of try to name the song. I'm really freaking good at that. Like Jerry thinks it's like an unnatural talent and he thinks I cheat all the time. I'm like, I just happen to be good at music.
So I lived most of my life as like this poppy rap girl, you know, listening to her parents' music from the oldies and like, you know, then kind of finding stuff on my own too. And then I married a metalhead.
And your life changed.
And my life has never been the same. I'm not gonna call myself a metalhead. I am a metal snob.
Okay.
There are only certain songs, certain bands that I'll entertain.
Okay. Such as?
Slipknot.
Okay. Well,
I'll listen to Slipknot.
That's because that's your hall pass. Corey Taylor is your hall pass.
He's one of them. I have more.
Oh, all right.
So I'm not gonna forget my boys from Avenged Sevenfold.
Boys.
My boys. Oh, Sinister Gates and M Shadows. 100%. I wouldn't make the choice. I would just take them both.
Oh, okay. Not bad choices, just saying.
I also like Stone Sour, which I guess isn't really fair because it's another Corey band. But
yeah, that doesn't count.
I like Incubus. I like Tool.
No.
Okay,
No.
even though Maynard gets on my nerves every once in a while, and I have
He's
to actually
the same
stop.
singing
I know.
all the time.
I have to actually stop listening to Tool songs for a while because his voice annoyed me, and he has like 3 other bands. So every time I put a song, like I changed the station on the radio, it was like another freaking Maynard band.
And every time, like whenever, like we've traveled on the road together, all of us, me, you, and Chris. And every time like a song comes on, and I'm like, this is annoying me, and I don't know the name of the song. I say to Chris, "Is this Maynard?" And he goes, "It's not Maynard. Not everything is Maynard."
I also like, I mean, I've gotten into Kiss a lot because of Chris. He loves Kiss. Metallica. We did see the Deftones and Incubus at Jones Beach together. Deftones were awesome. Chino puts on a great show. That's my number 4, by the way.
Okay.
My number 3 is not one band. It's a concert experience I had back in 2000. My sister went to school at the University of Maryland, and a radio station there had a festival every summer. And she got us tickets, and we went. And I saw a plethora of bands.
A plethora.
I saw...
Wow. It's a big word.
I saw Live.
Okay.
I saw Sugar Ray. I saw the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. I saw the Goo Goo Dolls. I saw the Offspring. I saw the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I saw Lit. I saw Blink-182.
What do you see in my face at the current moment in time?
Jealousy.
Word. Green with envy.
Who else did I see that day? I saw a Silverchair.
You saw a Silverchair?
No, I saw a Silverchair.
Oh.
Who else was there?
It's like, that would be odd that there would be one Silverchair in the entire concert. I'm just saying. That's a good band too.
I'm pretty sure there's a couple more that I'm missing, but that was such a huge experience, even though we almost got killed in the mosh pit when the Boss Tones were on.
I have a funny story about that, actually. Well, several. But I actually read an article recently that Dave Draymond from Disturbed actually stopped his show because there was a girl getting kind of pushed into the mosh pit, and he was concerned for her safety because she looked like she was getting nervous, like she didn't know what to do. And he was like, why don't you come on stage? He's like, you can sit on the drum riser and, enjoy a couple of songs from the stage. That way, you feel safe and all that. So I thought that was cool.
That is cool. I've never really been to a metal show though. So I know that Slipknot's going to be touring because they're coming out with a new album. So that's something that's definitely going to happen.
I went to see Lamb of God and Killswitch Engage at the Nokia Theater, which is standing room only, which is, first of all, not a good thing for me at all because I always have to move, otherwise my feet start to kill me, right?
Right.
So the mosh pit starts, right? And my boss's brother was with us, and he just looked at me and shrugs and disappears into the crowd, and that was the last I saw of him that night, right? So I was literally, I'm like, I'm not getting in this mosh pit, and I'm not getting pushed into this mosh pit. I don't think so. I held on to the wall like I was holding on for dear life, like if a tsunami was coming to try to take me into the water and drown me. And I was literally, I think I was petrified the entire night. I don't even think I had a beer. I did have a beer when we went to see Steel Panther, though.
Of course you did.
Of course I did. You don't go see...
How do you not have a beer?
You don't go see Steel Panther and not have a beer. If any of you listening do not know who Steel Panther is, first of all, if you're a female, I highly recommend you don't look them up because you probably will end up being offended.
Although I know a couple people who might be listening who are just raunchy enough to look them up, so go ahead, it's funny.
They are a mock 80s hair band that started out literally just mocking 80s hair bands with the most obscene lyrics and have literally now made a career out of doing so. And it is the best thing I've ever heard.
So we mentioned earlier that, at different stages in your life, you listen to different music depending on your mood. What is your go-to I Need to Cry My Eyes Out song?
Ooh, Need to Cry My Eyes. Oh, I got it.
What is it?
Dixie Chicks Landslide.
Really?
Fucking does it for me every time. And I'm gonna tell you why, and you're gonna think, well, you're not gonna think it, but people listening are gonna be like, wow, you're fucking lame. It reminds me of the scene in Glee.
I was just gonna say, oh my god, really? So Gwyneth Paltrow, Maya Rivera, and
Heather
Morris doing Landslide, and it was the Dixie Chicks version, so that's awesome.
And this is why we're best friends.
Right. I knew you were going to say Glee.
Right.
My go-to I Need to Cry My Eyes Out song, Wind Beneath My Wings, Bette Midler.
Okay.
100%.
Actually, there's another one. Lady Antebellum, Need You Now.
Love that song.
Gets me. Gets me.
Wind Beneath My Wings gets me because it's the song. Me and my grandfather, who passed away several years ago, we were extremely close and we used to watch movies together all the time. And one of our favorite movies to watch was Beaches. And I used to sing that song to him all the time. He used to ask me to sing it to him, and it was our song. And I can't listen to it without crying every time. Doesn't matter.
There's a song that that my friend Sal listens to, and it gets him, and that's Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper. And we were sitting here one night as the lame-o 30-something-year-olds that we are, listening to videos on YouTube, and that song came on, and all of a sudden I just see him start wiping his eyes. I'm like, are you crying? And he's like, no, I'm not crying. My eyes are watering. I'm like, yeah, your eyes are watering when you're crying.
Smalls, I know you're listening. What's your favorite song? Let's talk about favorite songs.
Favorite songs.
I mean, I know it's really hard to narrow it down to just one because there's so many amazing songs. But if I had to choose just one, the Eagles, Hotel California.
Really?
Yes. Just because I love the fact that it's, first of all, it's a great song. And I love the fact that there's a message behind it. You know what I'm saying? I love how back then songs were in code because you couldn't talk about things as freely as you talk about them now.
Right.
So the fact that the song is really about something else, and there's a lot of like conspiracy theories about what it's about, but I believe it's about heroin.
I was gonna say, isn't it about like drugs?
I believe it's about drugs, heroin specifically, and I think that it's really cool that like it's just hidden in there. It's like a hidden message.
Another song that gets me emotional is I Left My Heart in San Francisco, because when I was volunteering for...
Smalls' favorite song is New Kids on the Block, Please Don't Go Girl.
See, okay, here's the thing with that song, all right? I used to like that song. I was a big New Kids on the Block fan, not gonna lie. I totally would dance around my bedroom with it. I swear to God, I used to put on like performances of Valentine Girl, right? To my mom and my friend's mom, and they thought it was the cutest thing ever. Meanwhile, I guess at this point, if I was doing it, they'd probably question my sexuality.
I still question your sexuality.
I still question my sexuality, so there we go.
Don't we all?
So now I listen to that song, right? And I think back to being this, whatever, 5, 6, 7-year-old kid that I was. And I remember I'm watching this 14-year-old boy sing this song, talking about, please don't go, girl. You're going to ruin my heart and all this stuff. And I'm like, because now I'm 30-something years old now, right? And I'm like, what the fuck did you know about love?
Okay. I just have to say.
Come on.
You still blast NKO TV.
I do.
In your underwear.
I do.
And you just let that flag fly. I know that you do.
100%.
And I think it's awesome.
Absolutely.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah. I usually let you know when I'm doing that too, which is odd a little.
It's not odd.
But I mean that's
you'll
our
let me
friendship.
know when you're doing other things that are probably more odd.
Well, easy now. This conversation can go into a totally different direction that no one's ready for. Y'all ain't ready for what's going on. I'm a single guy, guys.
Oh, yeah. Yes, he is a single guy.
I don't know if I have an all-time favorite song, though. I really don't. It's so freaking hard to pick.
It is hard. I mean, I threw out Hotel California, but like I said, I mean, it's hard to narrow it down to just one. I mean...
One of the songs that I can listen to and sing over and over and over again and never get tired of it. There's actually two. One, I'm sure you already have it in your mind what it is. Piano Man.
Yes, it's also his go-to karaoke song.
Which is like bomb, just saying. It's a bomb song when I sing it in karaoke. And everybody comes up to me and they're like, yo, we weren't expecting that from you. And I'm like, I know. And Innocent Man by Billy Joel. Yeah.
I mean, I love both of those songs and they're great. Neither one of them are my favorite Billy Joel songs.
What? What's your all-time favorite Billy Joel song? Don't savor her dreams.
No.
Oh man, you were about to get thrown out.
No,
I was gonna be like,
River
you
of
need to
Dreams,
leave.
Not River of Dreams.
Don't even know who
favorite
you are.
Billy Joel song is a ballad.
Okay.
Lullaby. Good Night, My Angel.
Oh my God, yes. Okay, that's another song that nowadays gets me to cry because I think about that song.
Oh, you know what other song gets me to cry?
What?
Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton.
Oh my God, yes. Oh my God, yes.
I mean, if you want a good cry, just listen to that song.
Yes, every time. And it's so weird because it's like I can't relate. I don't have children, right? But I guess I relate to it in other ways, just like knowing the history of the song and like what it's about. It's like I don't care how old you are, even if you're like freaking 5 and you hear that and you hear like it's about his dead son. It's like unless you're heartless, you're gonna cry.
I have to say, I am much more of a sap now that I have a child than before. Like,
Okay.
I'll cry at a commercial. Now.
Okay. I think since my niece was born, I think I've gotten to be more sappy. Because now, like, when I sing Lullaby, I think of, like, wanting to sing that at, like, her wedding. And it makes me cry. Because I will be doing that 100%. And 100, son. And I know it's going to be embarrassing for her, and it's going to be amazing.
I don't think she'll be embarrassed.
100% she's going to be embarrassed.
My dad sang to my sister at her wedding instead of dancing with her. He sang to her.
Does your dad have a good voice?
Yes.
Really? I
Yes.
didn't know that.
It runs in the family. My grandfather did as well.
Nice. Neither one of my parents can
And he
hold a
also,
tune.
it's so funny because my first engagement party, I've only had one engagement party, although I've been engaged more than once. My dad sang to me also instead of dancing with me. Same song he sang to my sister.
Which was?
My Girl. It's his song to us.
Okay. Easy song.
And it's what he sings every single time. And everyone always enjoys it. He does have a good voice.
My dad had an okay voice. He never really, like, gave it a go. I mean, I've heard him in the shower, which was, like, he would sing these songs that I'd never heard of, and even to this day. Like, that Tiny Bubble song was every freaking time he was in this, Tiny Bubbles in the wine. I don't know what song that is. I don't know who sang it, but I'm just like,
You
all
should
right.
probably Google it. If you Google the lyrics.
I'm sure I can, but, you know, I don't even remember the lyrics anymore. But he used to tell, makes me happy, makes me cry. And I was like, all right, old man, get out of the shower. I gotta pee.
I come from a really musical family.
Oh, I do too.
And I don't even mean just like musical influences as far as like what type of music to listen to. Like, we're just musical. I mean, my sister taught herself how to play the drums and the guitar.
That's dope.
My aunt plays the drums and the guitar. And we all sing.
Yeah, my sister can play clarinet.
So can I.
Can you?
Yes, I took clarinet lessons for a year and I took drum lessons for a year.
My sister actually had the chance at one time to play Carnegie Hall.
Wow.
And turned it down because she wasn't first clarinet. Like, dude.
You're in Carnegie Hall.
Maybe you're not that good. Because I was the jerk that would tell her these things.
Oh, and if we're still speaking about like musical families, my niece Izzy is first chair saxophone.
Nice. She'd be able to get first
So she
first
and
sax
she's
at
she's
Carnegie
really
Hall.
dedicated and she's pretty freaking amazing.
That's awesome.
And I'm not just saying that because she's my niece.
I can't
She comes
play-
from good stock.
I can't play an instrument to save my life. I play an awesome... All right, I'm lying. I can 100% play an amazing, authentic air guitar and air drums.
Oh well,
Come on.
we're all
That's
proficient
mad
in air
talent,
guitar.
yo. Come on.
And my niece Maya is doing trumpet.
That's awesome.
So
I always
cool.
wanted to learn how to play the violin. And now
Izzy-
that I'm on my
Izzy did
own...
violin for a year.
Now that I'm on my own, I can do it because my mother always told me I was never going to be allowed to play violin in the house. She's like, you can go learn in the street. You
I
can't
feel like
learn here."
violin's hard.
I feel like because my hands are like a little weird, I feel like
Yeah.
it would be a little more.
I was gonna say that too. It might be a little more challenging for you because of the mobility.
But I think if I mean,
It's the thumb.
oh, all right.
It's the thumb.
you know, for
But
everybody,
I adore your thumbs.
for everybody listening, it's not that I don't have thumbs. They're just different, and they're like they don't bend right, and that's why
They're cute. They're the cutest things ever.
All right, I guess they don't really serve a purpose, really.
They're just there.
They're just there.
He gets. We don't thumb wrestle though.
Nobody thumb wrestles with me. Are you kidding? Because they can't win. My sister can attest to that. She gets so mad. I'm not thumb wrestling with you. You cheat. How do I cheat? Your thumb doesn't move. It's the whole point. And she gets very mad and very competitive. My sister's a little nutty. She played clarinet. For years, Billy Joel was taboo in my house.
Why?
Because when my mother was 16, my mother dated a man named Mark Rivera, who ended up playing with Billy Joel.
Okay.
So whenever we would watch a Billy concert or video, we'd all be on the lookout for Mark Rivera. I mean, hell, that was our claim to fame. It's like, I mean, as I got older, I kind of learned more about some of the musical history of my family.
Mm-hmm.
My Uncle Orrin owned a piano lounge in Coconut Grove, Florida for years.
Okay.
My Uncle Scott was Andy Gibbs' tour manager.
That's pretty friggin' awesome.
And is actually really close with the Gibb family. So.
Got to shout out to the Gibbs, the Bee Gees.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the Bee Gees.
I was going to say, who the Bee Gees?
Quiet. The Bee Gees also awesome. Love them. Grew up listening to them as well.
Yep. The lyrics to Stayin' Alive are the most ridiculous things. They make no sense. Think about it.
The lyrics. My favorite Bee Gees song is not a song that everybody knows because it's not. I don't think it's something that was played on the radio a lot back then when they were around. But it's on their album. It's called "Run to Me."
Nope.
And it is. It's a song that reminds me of my family because they used to sing it all the time. So it means something. So that's my favorite Bee Gees song. And it also can bring a tear to my eye once in a while if I'm feeling sappy.
The lyrics to Stayin' Alive are probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Whether you're a brother or whether you're a mother, you're staying alive. Like, okay, I don't know what that means, but I'm going to go with it and I'm going to dance to it because it sounds good.
Okay.
Okay, we're talking about music, right? So we would be doing a complete musical injustice if we did not mention Michael Jackson.
Okay.
So...
But Michael Jackson when?
Well, Michael Jackson in the 80s, you had Thriller.
Thriller is probably one of, if not the best, one of the best albums ever to come out.
I mean,
ever.
I don't think anybody's topped his album sales. Like,
I did not like 90s Michael Jackson.
Okay, neither did I. I mean, I remember
He was a little creepy at that point.
right. See, here's the thing with Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, everybody has him very, very misconstrued and says, "Oh, he was weird or whatever." The problem with Michael Jackson, and I've read many interviews. I've listened to other podcasts. I listened to the Michael Rosenbaum Inside of You podcast, and he just had on recently Macaulay Culkin, and he asked him about Michael Jackson, and the way that he explained it was the reason that he was so close with Macaulay Culkin is because he understood what Macaulay was going through. He understood that here's this young kid who everybody's gonna look to as their meal ticket.
He was a 30 or 40 something year old man who befriended like a 10-year-old kid.
Right, but the difference is
It's weird. It's weird.
You know why it wasn't? Because all Michael Jackson ever wanted to do was be a kid.
It looks like we have a listener.
A
bad miracle.
What's up, man? What's going on? Thanks
How's
for
it
joining.
going? Thanks for joining. Hope you're enjoying.
it was weird, but the only thing that Michael Jackson really wanted was to be loved and to have friends. He did not have that as a kid. You gotta look at where he came from.
Okay, but then is it fair to say that because of that, he was stunted as a man?
I think so.
I mean,
I think
this is getting a little off topic here. I mean, we're getting into, like, I almost, dare I say, like, sort of politic situations.
Right.
Which I don't really want to do, but, it's weird. It's weird for a grown man to befriend a child. He was a child. We're not talking a 16, 17, 18-year-old kid, and even then it might be a little weird. We're talking like a 9-year-old or a 10-year-old kid. They were sleeping in a bed. It's weird. It's weird.
Okay, yes. We'll agree that it was weird. But
you're welcome for the shout out. No problem. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for listening, man.
Feel free to chime in. What's your favorite music?
So we can agree also that Michael Jackson was one of the best entertainers to ever walk a stage.
Yes, I'll agree with that. One of the best.
One of the best. I think a close second to him is Justin Timberlake.
Well, I mean, dare I say he's the Michael Jackson of our time?
I 100% agree with you.
I would see him live.
I know somebody who...
I gotta throw out Bruno Mars. I know you're not a fan.
No, actually, let me tell you, I happen to like Bruno a lot. I think he's incredibly talented. I would definitely go see him live. I don't think he's as talented as Justin Timberlake, though.
It's different.
Okay.
It's different.
Fair.
Justin Timberlake is more poppy, hip-hoppy almost.
Right.
Bruno Mars is pop, but he's like old school also.
Okay.
His version of Valerie, which, I mean, Kevin knows. Not everyone will know, but everyone will know. Valerie is my go-to karaoke song. My husband hates it. Can't help it. Love it. I do the Glee version of it because, again, girl crush Maya Rivera. She sang it on Glee. Can't help myself. But Bruno Mars does a really good... Because he kind of does it's like a play on the Amy Winehouse version, which, again, Amy Winehouse, rest in peace, another talent lost. I mean,
incredible.
I think at the end of this, we need to have like a moment of silence for like all of these amazing artists that we've lost. And I'm not even talking about artists from our generation. I'm talking about in general. Like, wow, drawing a blank.
I know. Wow.
Oh my God. Kurt Cobain. Jim Morrison.
Oh my God. Well, you know how I feel about the Doors.
Right. You love the Doors. Chris hates the Doors. My husband says if you listen to the Doors when you want to go to sleep.
Off of an acid trip, I thought.
All right. So one of our listeners here who's in the chat, A Bad Miracle, says he or she, sorry, we don't know, boy or girl, but we'll say he or she likes beats mostly to listen to, which I guess is cool. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Wouldn't that be like EDM?
The song has to have a good beat, but I need lyrics. I need it to mean something. I have to feel it.
Although there was a phase in my life where it was.
Smalls, good point. Whitney Houston. We haven't touched on that.
Right.
Whitney, rest in peace, Whitney.
Rest in peace, Whitney.
Another great talent, Chris Cornell, Chester Bennington. I mean, you know, me and Chris the other day were talking about Chester Bennington and how we can't believe that he's gone. Like, and you know what's so funny now? Because I don't know if everybody knows, but Chester Bennington actually committed suicide. And listening to his lyrics now...
Yeah, I pointed that out to you the other day. Remember, I was listening to...
I mean...
What song was that?
It's not hard to kind of see. Like, wow. You know, when you're first listening to these songs, you think, wow, they're just really talented in writing and this is really great. But it's like, no, he was actually feeling this way.
Right.
And it's
for a
sad.
while.
For a long time, for years. And it's really sad that nobody noticed because, you know, we lost a really great talent.
We like rap beats, but with the curse words. Yeah.
Well, everybody wants the little explicit sign on the CD. I'm actually aging myself now because nobody listens to CDs anymore.
Right. But, now it's all MP3s and MP4s and shit. Let's talk about hip-hop, man.
Let's talk about it. Okay, I'm going to throw out that age-old question. Jay-Z or Nas?
That's not fair.
It's fair. That's like one of the first rap battles.
I'm not gonna lie. No,
Well,
it was not. We can go back. You want to go back? Go back to what was his name? The guy that LL Cool J had beef with. Was it Cannabis? Cannabis, I think his name was. Was it?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't really listen to LL. I really wasn't into rap at that point.
Okay, so the song "Don't Call It a Comeback," right, was a diss track, right?
Bad Miracle says Nas. I'm gonna disagree. Jay-Z all the way.
I'm kind of with.
Although Ether kind of destroyed Jay-Z, but still, I'm going with Jay-Z all the way on this.
Yeah, LL Cool J. The song "Don't Call It a Comeback" was actually a diss track. I don't remember the guy's name. I think it might have been Cannabis, and nobody really knows who Cannabis is anymore because
LL destroyed him?
Killed his career.
Okay, well, there you go.
I saw that guy do a rap battle not too long ago, a couple years ago, like an underground rap battle, and he was getting wrecked, right? Dude's in a rap battle probably with like 400 or 500 people, and he's getting wrecked, and he pulls out a fucking notepad of like pre-written down lyrics.
Oh, well, that's just...
And they just...
generic. Who wants to see what you've already written?
And you know what? Honestly, that was the end of him. And literally, I don't think anyone's heard of him ever again. You don't pull out a notepad in a rap battle.
I agree. So I listened to a lot of Jay-Z. I did listen to Nas.
Okay.
I also, like I said earlier, I loved Ja Rule. Still listen to his stuff. Loved everything about his voice.
No.
And then we got hit with a little someone from Detroit.
A little white boy from Detroit.
White boy from Detroit named Eminem. And I don't know many people who didn't enjoy his first few albums because, let's face it, once he got clean and stopped doing drugs, they weren't good anymore.
No, 100% I disagree with you.
Well.
Have you heard Rap God?
Oh, God. You're annoying with that song.
I love that song. Are you kidding me?
I know you love it, but it doesn't mean it was a good song.
It was one of the... Okay, you ever hear the song Bully?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Have you ever heard the song Kim?
Yes. Have I ever heard the song Kim?
I mean, who hasn't heard the song Kim?
Where are you guys from?
We're in Brooklyn. Big up.
Brooklyn, New York.
Can't forget. Gotta mention Biggie.
I was just gonna say, we can't be talking about hip hop and not represent Biggie. Come on.
Absolutely. Listen to a lot of Notorious B.I.G.
There were so many times in my teenage years where it was, 5 or 6 people in a room, filled with smoke, right?
Can I say smoking blunts?
Smoking blunts. Smoking the blunts.
Passing the 40s, 100%.
There were blunts going around, 40s going around, and rap music blasting, and everybody's just sitting there, nobody's saying a word, and they're all just bobbing their head, dancing, like, bobbing to the music.
Every time a good song comes on, everybody's like, what? Everyone gets excited.
Yep. And then everybody calms down, and then the heads start moving.
The heads bob.
And everybody's going in unison. That's what that song Bully does for me.
You guys are in Jersey. I actually did a stint in Jersey in my childhood. I did 8 years in Manalapan. Where in Jersey are you guys from?
I did a week in Jersey. I was in Wildwood, but it should count. I was there.
We might be going back there this year.
I'm all right with that. But yeah, like those are like, we got to do an episode about like the memories of like how we grew up and stuff like that, because that's what I remember. Like,
oh my God, 100% we need to discuss Jamie's 18th birthday party.
Oh my God, do we?
Come on, how do we not? If we're going to do a podcast about memories of our growing up,
like that's what I told Sal. I'm like, we need to sit down and like discuss this.
Jersey City, you're not that far.
Yeah, no.
You're right across the river.
We're waving. You can't see us.
We're waving from Brooklyn. We're
indoors, but we're waving. But yeah, no, I was telling Sal, I said we need to just sit down and talk about, our childhood and growing up in Brooklyn. I mean, if you really think about it, like you don't really know much about this neighborhood or whatever, but this was kind of a little shitty neighborhood surrounded by Hasidic Jews, but it was a pretty shitty neighborhood. There was a lot of craziness that went down here. Like I wouldn't even be able to begin to tell you the amount of craziness that we've witnessed over the years, Sal and I.
I'm pretty sure I can imagine, and I'm pretty sure I've heard all the stories. But I'm getting, I got a message from somebody who's listening, but isn't in the group chat, and we need to mention the group Heart.
Oh my God, yes.
This is another one of my, I'm going to blast the radio when they're
What
on
song?
and belt Alone.
Okay, Alone.
And I like Crazy on You.
Okay.
Crazy on You is one of my favorite songs.
There's another Heart song that I like.
Barracuda.
No, it wasn't that. Oh, maybe it was that.
Ooh, Barracuda.
No.
And while we're there, I also need to mention Ms. Benatar.
Oh my
Pat.
God, Patty B.
She is another one of my favorite go-to karaoke people.
100%. I love Pat Benatar. I saw her live.
I saw her live also.
I saw her live in Coney Island a couple years ago.
We were both there and we weren't together. That's
Are you
hilarious.
serious? who else played that night?
Oh my God.
Do you remember? Mine was Blondie.
Yes.
And
yes.
I think the Veronicas.
Yes.
We were at the same freaking concert.
That's awesome. We were at the same concert and we had no idea.
That's awesome.
Oh, while I'm also there, can we talk about, I'm doing quotations, guys, the greatest rock band of all time. I'm saying that sarcastically because they're not really a rock band.
Okay, tread lightly.
Hall & Oates.
Okay.
Hall & Oates. I love Hall & Oates, and they have, I bet you, like, everyone knows at least 5 Hall & Oates songs. Even if you're not into them, you know 5 of their songs.
Name 5 songs because I'll tell you if I know them because...
Man-Eater.
I don't know if I know that one.
Come on, Kevin.
I don't know if I do. Give me a lyric.
Whoa, here she comes.
Oh, yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Watch out, boy, she'll chew you up.
Okay.
You know, okay. Oh, God, now I'm going to draw a blank because you're putting me on the spot.
Well, I don't know these songs. I probably know them, but
Private
don't know.
Eye.
Lyric?
Private eyes are watching you.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
You suck.
Yep. Go ahead. You said 5, so...
You're putting me on the spot.
I'm down... I'm 1-1, so...
Okay, just for being on the spot's sake, I'm going to Google. Oh. Maniac.
Maniac.
Mm-hmm.
She's a maniac.
Maniac.
No shit.
the
That was them?
road.
Okay. All right.
And she's dancing. Okay. Hold on.
Hall & Oates top 5 groups. Oh, nice. Okay, so I guess they agree. What is the funniest thing you ever saw?
Hall & Oates rock, right? Greatest rock band of
hold
all
on.
time.
What is the funniest thing you ever saw in the city? I saw someone fall out of a bus when it was icy out. Okay, the funniest thing that I have ever seen on a New York City subway is I saw a Chinese lady try to stop the train door from closing with her forehead. Swear to God.
Wow.
She stuck her forehead in there and her forehead was stuck. She's going, ee!
The craziest thing I've ever seen in the city, I think, is probably somebody masturbating. Just walking down the street.
Oh! Then, I mean, that was the funniest thing that I saw. The craziest thing I ever saw was
hold on. I'm gonna
random black guy's penis.
I'm gonna ramble off a bunch of Hall & Oates songs now, and if you don't know all of them, I'm gonna kick you in the shin.
Okay. No, don't do that. Okay.
So I said Man-Eater, right?
Right.
I can't go for that.
Mm-mm.
I can't go for that. No?
Nope.
Okay. You Make My Dreams. You make my dreams come true. Okay. Rich Girl. It's a rich girl. No?
Yeah?
Sarah Smile.
Nope.
Private Eyes, I said. Kiss on My List. Because your kiss.
Oh, yep. Okay. That's Hall &
She's
Oates?
Gone. Yes.
No shit. Why do I, okay, so I think I'm like picturing Hall & Oates as like Simon and Garfunkel or something.
Every Time You Go Away.
Nope.
Every time you go away.
Nope.
You take a peek. Really?
Nope.
I'm super disappointed in you now.
So I'm just gonna give you a little thing here, right? So when Sal and I sit and we talk about like 80s like action movies and whatever, there are so many movies that Sal goes, "Oh, did you ever see this movie? Remember that scene in Method
Method
Man?" Like Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with? Is that what we're referencing here? I don't know.
Cream?
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, y'all.
Is that what we're talking about? What's happening?
Wait, I don't know. Are we like violating copyright laws right now?
I don't know. If we are, we're really sorry.
My bad, Wu. My bad, Clan. Oh, I was telling South said to me last night. We were watching the Ric Flair 30 on 30 or 30 for 30 or whatever, right, on ESPN, and he was talking. Snoop Dogg was on, and he was talking about Ric Flair, right? So South says to me, would you ever want to smoke weed with Snoop? I was like,
yeah.
I said,
who doesn't want to smoke a blunt with Snoop?
I said, absolutely. I would 100% smoke a blunt with Snoop. I said, however, I know I'm going to like cough up a lung and shit. When I cough up a lung, I want him to turn around and go, just chill, nephew. And I'm golden. That's what I want. I want to smoke weed.
And sip on some gin and juice?
Word. Sip on some gin and juice. So, okay, I have a question since we're talking about music. We're over an hour, but I think this is a good one.
Okay.
But what are some common misheard lyrics that you know of?
Oh.
I'm laughing because I'm going somewhere with this.
Wait. There's one song definitely, but I'm not even sure of the lyric.
Okay, what's the song, and I'll see if I know the lyric.
I'm not even 100% sure of the name of the song.
Okay, do we have an artist?
No, it's an older song. Hold on. I'm going to Google, guys. I'm going to Google.
Google is your friend. Google is your friend. So, we, every rap song. Bad Miracle says every rap song.
Every rap song.
Every rap, right, with the misconstrued lyrics, I guess, right? Or misheard lyrics. I don't know. I'm still trying to learn Rap God by Eminem, and I got like one verse down, and I'm like, yeah.
Okay, so I got the song.
Okay.
Okay, so it's called "I'd Really Like to See You Tonight."
Okay.
And it's by England Dan and John Ford Cooley.
Okay, I have no idea what that is.
I'm not talking about moving in.
Nope.
But I really like to see you tonight. No?
Nope.
Okay. Everyone always misconstrues the lyrics because when they sing it, it sounds like they're saying I'm not talking about the linen, but but they're not.
So for me, one of the most misconstrued lyrics or misheard lyrics for me, and it has haunted me since this song was released, is the song by TLC, Waterfalls.
Oh, I popped that bubble for you, didn't I?
So for whatever reason, I watched this music video, and I remember to this day, I can sit here and like remember sitting in my bedroom watching this music video and seeing this kid getting told by his mom not to go, and then he goes away and runs, I guess, to his friends or whatever, and ends up getting himself killed. So in my head, I had the lyric as, "Don't go, Jason Waterfalls." Don't go, Jason Waterfalls. You're gonna die. Don't go. Okay?
But then I came in and said, dude, it's don't go chasing waterfalls.
Well,
and if everyone who's ever seen that video knows that there's two parts to the video. So
right.
The part of the video that you saw is 100% correct. The second verse of the song talks about a mother who's trying to keep her son in from being on the streets, and
right.
he ends up getting killed. The first part of the video shows
right.
a couple in bed together.
Uh-huh.
And then the man gets up and he's looking in the mirror and he sees like a sore on his face.
Right.
And you see them going to like have sex, and the girl takes the condom and takes it away from him and puts it on the side. And, the lyrics of the song are, 3 letters took him to his final resting place.
Right.
And Kevin's mind was completely blown that day.
Right, because I 100% didn't know that it was a song basically about HIV and AIDS. or at least that lyric wasn't.
That verse,
because
the first
in my mind,
it was "Don't go chasing waterfalls."
And you weren't the first one to burst that bubble for me. You blew the whole AIDS thing out of the water. Like I was like, whoa. Now I feel like a complete tool because now it's like I'm sitting there like almost making fun of this. But for years, that's what I thought the lyrics were, and I think my sister might have been the first one to point out to me about it being "Don't go chasing waterfalls." But to me, seeing the video and correlating the video to the lyrics, I had in my head, "Don't go Jason waterfalls." Don't go.
'Cause you're weird.
Don't go. You're gonna die. Don't go. And I you know what? Fuck TLC. I stand by that. That's what that is.
Don't say fuck TLC.
Word.
They're also good.
No, I'm saying they're good.
What about your friends?
But
Come
I'm standing by that lyric, man. That's what that lyric should be. They had it wrong. They had it wrong.
Did they?
Yes. They had it wrong.
Oh man.
All right, guys.
We're getting up there in time. We're past an hour already.
This is the first time we've done that, and we just got kind of carried away.
No, it's not the first time we've done this.
Really?
All of our podcasts are like an hour 4, an hour 5.
Oh, all right.
But it's all right.
Well,
we're good.
We thank you guys for listening. If you,
I'm sure there's 100% more bands and artists that we can discuss, but we're out of time.
I think next week we're going to talk about maybe
A Bad Miracle. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you're following us on,
on our social medias.
On our social medias, Instagram. You can find us at Real Friends Real Talk.
Yep, and on Twitter, we are
Real Friends Talk Pod.
Oh, I promise.
It's annoying. We'll get it right.
We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it.
But like us, and again, we're always looking for suggestions on topics for shows. We don't always talk about music. We talk about anything. So email us at realfriendsrealtalk@gmail.com.
Yep,
And
you can
give us your thoughts.
You can watch watch this back later after it airs. You'll see the unedited version of everything, which is all the coughs and the hitting the mic stand and all that stuff. You can watch that back on YouTube. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and throw us some likes on the video. You can also find us on iTunes, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, Spotify, and Podbean, Blueberry, and I believe there's one more. I think iHeartRadio also.
Awesome sauce.
I believe. I'd have to double check on that, but I'm pretty sure that we're on there. But definitely, if you like what you hear,
come back, join the convo. We always love to have people in the chat telling us their thoughts, asking us questions.
And hopefully we will try to get to every question or question, comment without it overtaking the show and whatnot, because eventually it's as it grows, it might be a little difficult to maintain the chat and whatnot.
I think as it grows, we could just kind of, when we have more people in the chat, we could just kind of ask a question and then read the first few answers or whatever the case is.
Right.
But we'll see how it goes as we have more and more listeners.
So thank you guys for listening, and be sure to download download or stream on iTunes and all the other platforms that are out there that we're on, and we should be up probably by like tomorrow or whatever. So thank you for listening, and
we hope to hear from you.
We hope to hear from you, and we will see you guys next week. Peace out.
Peace.